I went to college and I studied theater. Dialogue had always sounded like music to me when I went to see plays, and I wanted to imitate that sound.
We're not a pit crew at Daytona. This can't be fixed in seconds.
You had 3 weeks. The universe was created in a third of that time.
Well, someday you'll have to tell us how you did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Jobs.
The 3-act structure, it's like operatic. To tell it in that way was such a bold choice. When did you hit upon that?
You know, before I knew what I wanted to do, I knew what I didn't want to do, and that was a biopic, a cradle-to-grave story. I tripped over a fairly benign piece of information, which was that during rehearsals for the launch of the Mac in 1984, they couldn't get the Mac to say hello. Then my mind was off to the races.
It's enormously kind of satisfying as a piece of writing, but then you go, hang on a minute, how are you going to make that into a film? There's literally 185 pages of dialogue, 3 scenes, all interior day continuous, 6 characters. But then you realize that actually, what he's doing, Sorkin, it's a provocation, I think. There's no like stage directions or indications how you might do this. You know, every limitation is actually an opportunity, and I love that kind of thing.
Danny Boyle called it a starburst of a script. What was your collaboration like?
Our roots are in the theater, so there was a common vocabulary. He's got so much energy. He's never yelling at anybody. There's never that, you know, damn it, why aren't we ready moment. There are also no chairs on the set. He would always talk about how The Social Network was a sitting down movie, that most of the time people were sitting down. At a dramatic moment, someone would stand up, you know, and Andrew Garfield would break a laptop. And that this is mostly a standing up movie, and at dramatic moments, people sit down and they're quiet.
You can't write code. You're not an engineer. What do you do?
The musicians play their instruments. I play the orchestra.
Something else Danny said was that it's really difficult to depict genius on camera, and yet that's kind of a specialty of yours. How do you do it so well?
Well, I really enjoy writing about people who are smarter than I am. And that's a target-rich environment. There's, I don't have to look far. Brains and humor are the 2 things that an actor or actress can't fake. They've got to come into it with it. So you have to cast an actor as smart as Michael, an actress as smart as Kate, actors and actresses as smart as our entire cast.
What you make isn't supposed to be the best part of you. When you're a father, that's what's supposed to be the best part of you. And it's caused me 2 decades of agony, Steve, that it is for you the worst.
We had these 3 periods, 1984, 1988, and 1998, and we tried to make them each as different as possible. And we shot on 3 different formats. So the first part is shot on 16mm. He feels like a rebel, a pirate. He's fighting everybody at IBM. This rough format felt wonderfully appropriate for him. And then we moved to 35mm for the second part, which is much more liquid and beautiful. And it's set in this opera house. It's actually a Trojan horse that he's using to win back Apple. He does return to Apple and gain control of the company and launches the iMac. You move into the digital era, and we use a format of the Alexa camera, which has kind of got almost infinite resolution. And it gives a forward momentum to the events as well, that you arrive in the future.
Let's talk about Michael Fassbender. He's not the obvious choice for this role, but he's the perfect choice.
He is simply a sensational actor who does something that a lot of movie stars are unwilling to do. He doesn't ask the audience to like him.
If a fire causes a stampede to the unmarked exits, it'll have been well worth it for those who survive.
There's something about Michael that's very Jobsian. He doesn't really look like him, but it wasn't really about being a lookalike. You needed a kind of Hamlet, Lear, kind of Prince Hal type. I mean, it's a huge role. All he's interested in is the pursuit of something truthful. He will do anything to arrive at that.
I know that Apple CEO Tim Cook made this comment about all these Steve Jobs projects seeming opportunistic. Do you know, has he seen the film?
I don't know. I know that he hadn't seen the film at the time that he made that comment, nor had Maureen Jobs or Johnny Ive. I absolutely do not begrudge them whatever opinion they might have on the movie. They are simply flat out 100% wrong about the idea that it was opportunistic. Nobody, believe me, signed up to do this movie to get rich. I can tell you that Steve Wozniak, Lisa Jobs, Joanna Hoffman, John Scully, Andy Hertzfeld, other people who were very close to Steve have seen the movie and have had nothing but great things to say about it, and I really appreciate that. My favorite was what Andy Hertzfeld said about the movie, which was, "This is incredible, none of this happened, but it's all true."
Thanks for watching Contenders Conversations. Feel free to share this video and give it a like. Let us know what you thought in the comments below.